Brace yourself. Stage 7 at Saginaw Bay could completely upend what you thought you knew about Great Lakes bass tournaments. If you glance at the schedule and picture long runs offshore, pros glued to their electronics and chasing nothing but smallmouth, think again. When you sit down to watch the finale of this year's Bass Pro Tour live on MLF Now, you're in for a surprise. You won't just see anglers miles from shore staring at screens, hunting brown bass with spinning rods. This event, it's way more unpredictable. Why? Saginaw Bay is a vast, dynamic, and downright fascinating venue. Not only does it boast an enormous population of largemouth, but the smallmouth here are, on average, top-tier quality. Think of Saginaw as an amusement park for pros who love to mix things up. Sure, forward-facing sonar FFS will matter for a single competition period each day, but here's where it gets controversial. The other two periods each day ban FFS use, which could redefine who really rises to the top. A game-changing fishery, Saginaw Bay, has only appeared once before on the BPT calendar, back in 2023, but past performance may not predict this week's outcome. The last event used a 5-fish limit format, a key detail for later. And Matt Becker's victory leaned heavily on kicker smallmouth, this time with a cumulative scoring format and all bass counting toward the tally. Patterns and strategies will be all over the map. Some anglers may rack up pounds by the hour, others may boom or bust. Saginaw Bay simply has too many possible winning formulas to call. What makes this place so distinct? Imagine a sprawling Florida lake plunked down unexpectedly in the heart of Great Lakes country. Saginaw Bay's shoreline is a tangle of grass, reeds, and pads, oozing with shallow fish-holding cover. If you woke up on its edge without context, you might mistake it for the famed waters of Okeechobee. But don't forget, travel outward and you connect to the deep, rough, wind-driven water of Lake Huron. The bay extends between Michigan's thumb and the rest of the peninsula, and under the right or wrong weather, it can churn and roll like any Great Lake. Saginaw is usually discussed in two massive bites: the deeper outer bay to the north, and the more vegetated, shallower inner bay to the south, near the Saginaw River. Both sections offer different styles and challenges. Just another reason there's no clear blueprint for victory. Saginaw Bay by the numbers. This bay isn't just big, it's immense and packed with life. For example, in 1989, the Michigan record white bass, 6.44 pounds, came from these waters. Just one of many sport fish swimming here, from walleye and perch to trout and salmon. Saginaw Bay narrows to 13 miles at its skinniest and stretches to 26 miles at its widest. The average depth of the shallower inner bay is 15 feet, while the outer bay drops to an average of 48 feet. Overall, bay depth averages about 29 feet, with a max depth of 133 feet. From end to end, the bay reaches 51 miles, sprawling across nearly 1,144 square miles, or a jaw-dropping 731,520 acres. The Players to Watch 2023 marked a turning point. Stage 7 at Saginaw Bay was the BPT's first visit, and the experimental 5-fish format spiced things up. Now, back to all bass count scoring. The field is open. Notably, Matt Becker clinched that 2023 win with smallmouth, which tend to outweigh largemouth here. But, and this is the part most people overlook, over 80% of the bass caught last time were actually largemouth. It's a numbers game, and those green fish might dominate even more this time. Jesse Wiggins's third-place finish in 2023 was a masterclass in wrangling largemouth, not a single smallmouth for him. And with so few pros having deep experience here, almost anyone could claim the inside track. Great Lakes savvy could help, as could Florida-style brass expertise. But nobody is truly a local. Some top names: Becker, Wiggins, Jacob Wheeler, Ott Defoe, Brent Earler warrant extra attention. Let's ground this with a few eye-popping stats from 2023. Heaviest smallmouth, 5 pounds, 5 ounces, Becker. Heaviest largemouth and biggest bass overall, 5 pounds, 11 ounces, Spencer Sheffield. 6 fish over 5 pounds crossed the scales. Dave Lefebvre has fished 17 pro events on the Great Lakes, which might provide some comfort, if not a clear edge. Becker's final day 5-fish sack, 22 pounds, 11 ounces, more than 5 pounds clear of everyone else. 81.56% of bass caught in 2023, largemouth. Closest pro to home turf is Ron Nelson, just 168 miles out, a rare advantage. Does greatness repeat? In 2023, Becker's come-from-behind win delivered him the Angler of the Year crown, denying Jacob Wheeler a third straight title. Did Wheeler sulk? Not a chance. He rebounded in 2024 with another dominant AOY win, beating rookie sensation Drew Gill by 33 points. And now, Wheeler stands poised to snatch 4 AOY titles in 5 years. With a comfortable lead over Jake Lawrence, 27 points, and Gill, 29 points. If Wheeler simply fishes to his usual standard, it could be over before the final day lines are even wet. Here's some context. Wheeler has never finished lower than 4th in AOY since the BPT began. He's racked up more than $3.99 million in prize money, 61 top 10 finishes, and 13 pro wins. At just 21, he was the youngest ever Forrest Wood Cup champ. So, let's ask the question outright. Will Wheeler add another AOY trophy at Saginaw? Most bet on a resounding yes. Though debate persists, does such dominance make the sport less exciting? Or just set the bar higher for all? What else should you know? Wiggins' 2023 success came without a single smallmouth, focusing solely on largemouth with swim jigs and flipping gear. Will that approach seal the deal this time, or will restricted FFS periods tilt the field? And here's an issue that splits the fishing world. Forward-facing sonar. Banned for 2/3 of each day, it's no longer the all-consuming advantage it